congratulations to Steve and his staff and their team. They played really well tonight. They're playing very good basketball right now. Just especially in this building. They just played with very good pace. I thought our guys were just a little bit behind the play in the first half, especially. It took us a while to get into the game. I don't know if we had a little bit of heavy legs. Obviously, some of it's just Wake Forest playing so well quickly. Appleby is hard to handle. Hildreth played well. Both those guys, put some pressure on our defense. We didn't handle that as well as we thought we would. The rebounding hurt us early. I just felt like we were a half step slow in the first half, just behind everything. And offensively, we were fine. We scored 38, only had 2 turnovers. I was just really disappointed with our defense. Most of the night, we regrouped a little bit in the second half. We were a little better, and made a scare out of it. Obviously, Hildreth hit a huge 3 late in the shot clock when we cut it to, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something like that. But they just outplayed us today. They played a very good game, and we just couldn't quite get enough things done to win the game. Questions?
Brad, early on in the game, they seemed like they kind of got inside the paint, then they started knocking down threes. Did it feel like they were getting the jump on you guys right from the opening, other than the opening tip basket from that point on?
Yeah. Like I just didn't think I didn't think we played very hard or very well defensively. I didn't think we did what we came here to do. Some of that's them, certainly. Some of it's just inefficiency by us and lack of attention to detail. And then I thought we just looked a little bit behind the play on some plays. And we made some defensive mistakes, certainly. I think we got a little spread and they got inside our defense. And sometimes that happens when you're having a hard time defensively. You get very man conscious and then you're just guarding your guy. And I thought that happened to us a little bit today. We didn't try to guard them as a team very well. And we didn't have much success guarding them at all. So, again, give their players credit, their staff credit. They played well.
Coach, Wake attempted 33 free throws tonight. How does that impact the game, having guys in foul trouble and having Wake go into the bonus?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. We had crazy lineups out there for us a lot. Wiggins played 30 minutes and he hasn't played near that much in any game. I'm really proud of him because I thought he played with great poise and looked comfortable. So it didn't surprise me that he could do those things, but our guards were both in foul trouble most of the game. And that's a problem. And so we couldn't do certain things offensively in the game, but offensively, I don't think that was a major problem until the second half. In the second half, we turned the ball over a lot. We were careless. And they turn those turnovers into points. And, that was a big part of the second half success for them.
Brad, you mentioned on the conference call yesterday the job that Steve's done, and just a second ago you said so as well. They were 13-7 in the league last year and didn't get in, and you play them again tonight and see what they put up so far. What do you think about the overall strength of the conference and really those who are doubting because of the way teams in the league beat each other, that the overall strength?
I think the league is better than people think it is, right? We're much better now than we were in November and December. PJ is much more like himself here in the last, couple of weeks. We may not have a dominant team this year. I think we got a lot of really good teams. That's why we won the Big Ten Challenge, ACC Big Ten Challenge. I think a lot of teams had a lot of turnover, and so they're different. I think Steve's team is one of those teams, and they're playing really well. Our team had to adjust to a lot of things. We're playing different than we were in November. We're better. And there's several teams that are probably like that in our league. So I think our league's pretty good.
Coach, I noticed early in the first half, you kind of matched up Wiggins defensively against Tamari on Sunday, trying to get a big wall lanky guy in his face. Were you happy with what you saw in that matchup, and was that kind of the plan?
not great, to be honest with you. He had 17, he made 3 threes, and he made a couple pull-ups. He made a couple tough pull-ups. Give him credit. Like, I just thought their team played very well, and he was a guy that played well. You know, their perimeter players were terrific, and Carr was terrific. I mean, those guys shooting numbers were good. I thought they got the ball to better positions on the court than we really would like. And I thought that's where I thought our defense was a little slow. We looked a little bit tired at times, and we just weren't as good as they were. They were very sharp and aggressive, and you know, we had some young guards out there at times that probably took some bad angles, got exposed on some things. But again, give those guys credit; they played well.
Brad, just how much do you think Chase not being available impacted?
We're not going to talk about that, because I think that takes away from what the Wake Forest kids did. They played very well tonight and beat our team.
Brad, can we grab one on Zoom if you don't
Yes,
mind?
sir.
I'm just going to ask with Chase, do you have an update on how long he might miss?
No, I don't. You know, I didn't know much about it. I know it was bothering him just a little bit after the game. I didn't think it would be, you know, as significant, but you know, Sunday it was very painful, and it's stayed, you know, painful here the last couple of days. And you know, when he's ready, he'll go. So you know, it's disappointing because he wants to be out there, and our team would love to have him, but you know, it's part of it.
Hey, Brad, with Brevin not being on.
Larry, hang on one second.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Almost no one runs the table in conference play,
Yeah.
so if 7-0, you come in here. I know you hate to lose, but I mean, you kind of exhale a little bit now. You don't.
No, not really. I understand your question. You know, just you know, it's kind of like I said to folks before the Duke game. Hey, win or lose, we're going to have a really hard game at Wake Forest on Tuesday, and now we're going to have a really hard game at home on Saturday against Virginia Tech. And you know, we better lick our wounds real quick. You know, we got a day off tomorrow, which is probably needed, and then we better get ourselves prepared and ready for battle. And that's kind of how it is. It just, in basketball, the games happen so fast that, you know, you're asking a lot of all these teams to play well every night. You're not going to have your A game every night, but you better compete better and figure out other ways to get things done. Tonight, we didn't quite have it. Wake played better than us and beat us. And so, you know, we'll learn from the film and readjust and take a deep breath and then get back at it on Thursday.
Go ahead, Larry.
Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I was going to say with Brevin not really shooting well tonight, and certainly not asking you to make excuses, but in this type of game, does that amplify Alex's absence as far as?
I mean, the only thing that amplified was just depth, right? It's just we didn't have as much depth, and that's, you know, when you lose 2 guys that are in a perimeter position that are primary players, you know, you just don't have quite as much depth.
Probably got time for a couple more. Anybody else?
Brad, Chauncey playing 30 minutes, not turning. I don't think he had 1 turnover, 10 points, a few assists. Just what did you see from him? And it seemed like he really handled the moment pretty well.
Yeah, he did. And that part doesn't surprise us. I think, you know, we feel like he's getting better. He's more comfortable, more confident. For him, that's a big thing, is just being confident. He's a better player than he thinks he is, right? And it's like, I think our whole team, you know, feels he's a good player. You know, but sometimes he's absent in practice. He's out there and nothing's going on. And you know, he's not afraid to shoot a ball, right? Obviously, they went 1-3-1. We got into what we practiced, fired it right to him in the corner. He got a wide open shot. He knocked it in, and that's what he can do. So it was great start for him. You know, he's 6'10". We want him to do more things. He needs to get more than 3 rebounds. He needs to continue to fight defensively and get better, but he's coming. Like, this is why we're recruiting. We think he's a really good player. And as he continues to gain confidence in himself, he can play like this. One of his best attributes, we think, is his poise. He has good basketball skill. He can pass. He can shoot, he can dribble for his size. He's a long guy. He's a little immature and young. And so it's taken a while to get to this point, but you know, great bright spot. I'm really happy for him, proud of him. I think he's got a bright future.
One more for coach.
Oh, so Brad, did Chase hurt the foot in the Duke game, or was it prior to that?
No, he hurt it in the game. Obviously, just the energy and everything in the building and just the way the game was going. I don't think he was, he probably didn't feel it till after the game, right? He was fine. It wasn't a major like turn ankle roll or anything like that. It's a ligament. He's got, he's obviously has a history of foot problems, right? And so he's had some issues with his feet before he got here. He's got extremely flat feet. I don't know all the details, but it's been bothering him the last few days. And so we just all decided to say he doesn't need to play tonight.
With 4 days off, do you feel like there's a chance he can go Saturday?
Yeah, I think there's a chance, but again, I won't know that until practice the next couple of days if he's ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.